Just tell us kind of how this developed, how this came about, how long you were talking to the Jets and stuff.
Yeah, about a week. Just a couple phone calls back and forth. Got here yesterday, and so far so good.
Now that you're kind of into the playbook a little bit, I mean, is it familiar or similar to anything you've done before in your career? Yeah,
I would say a couple offenses, but a lot of carryover from last year with Coach Getsy in Chicago. So not exactly the same, but a good bit of carryover for sure.
So is the verbiage basically the biggest challenge to learn right now? Or?
Yeah, some different things here and there, but it's not my first time learning a new system, so I think as a backup quarterback, those are some of the things you get used to pretty quickly. Weird. Yeah, very weird, but good to see some familiar faces. Seen Gus and Vito in the equipment room and some other people around the building. It's been cool.
I asked you for like a specific time, but about how long will it take you to pick up this offense where you feel like, okay, I'm pretty comfortable in this? Can it happen in a week, 2 weeks?
Tough to say. I couldn't give you a week or 2 weeks. I think, like I said, that as a backup quarterback in this league, it's kind of your challenge is how fast you can pick things up. And I'm anxious to get started and get the verbiage, get to know my teammates a little bit. So definitely not overnight.
How do you view the situation you're coming into here, especially the quarterback position?
Yeah, it's a good room. I'm familiar with Coach Downing. We've crossed over a couple times, so it's cool to have that relationship. It's a great room. And those guys have a good time in there, I can tell. I'm just kind of a fly on the wall right now, but looking forward to getting to know these guys a little bit and really just trying to be the best teammate I can for Zach, for Tim, all these guys, really.
Did you view this as an opportunity where you might have a chance to play?
Again, I didn't have a lot of expectations. No promises were given or anything like that. These guys had 2 quarterbacks. They needed a 3rd quarterback. I had some good conversations, and here I am, so I'm excited to get to work.
Trevor, what have you been doing since you're in a training camp in Cincinnati?
Working out. Yeah, I got 3 little kids at home. I've been taking care of them. My wife's been getting me to work. But yeah, working out, throwing. I'd be somewhere at some point. It's just a matter of when, so it's staying ready.
So what kind of workouts were you doing to try to just stay in shape?
Everything. I mean, movement, a lot of movement stuff, right? You want to keep your legs and throwing. So as a quarterback, obviously the things that I know I'm going to have to jump in and be able to do right away, those are kind of things I've been doing the last month.
You mentioned being the best teammate that you can for Zach right now.
Yeah, being a resource for him. It's a lot of times starting quarterback has a lot going on. He's getting great coaching, I know that. So whatever I can do to help him, right? Played a few games in the league, so maybe I offer a different perspective on some things. But again, right now I'm just a fly on the wall in there and trying to learn these guys, learn everything as quickly as I can.
What are your initial thoughts as Nathaniel Hackett and also Robert Saul?
Oh, awesome. Hack is the man. Saul is great. I've heard nothing but good things around the league talking to guys. So that was kind of exciting for me, getting a chance to play for Coach Sala. And these are sharp guys, too, really smart. So I'm excited to learn a lot of ball here.
Trevor, it's not exactly the same. You stepped in for a legend in Denver, right? And Zach's kind of stepping in for Aaron, getting injured here. You know what that pressure is like. Can you kind of help in that regard? You think of just kind of the outside noise and everything that he's hearing right now?
I think Zach gets it. He knows. I think there's no pressure like the pressure you put on yourself. So Zach's wired the right way, it seems. Still getting to know him. But, I don't think you think about that. I think Zach is doing a good job. For me, I was not going to try to be Peyton Manning, right? I was going to try to be Trevor Siemian.
Anything else?
Thanks, sir. I know you were from Danbury originally. Do you still have relatives in the tri-state area?
Incorrect. My brother's from Danbury. Yeah. My brother, but you're not the first person to ask me that. Yeah. No, all good. I guess.
What do you think of this Kansas City secondary? Have you seen on the film?
38 Snead is a really good player. Justin Reed, Trent McDuffie, I've known him for a long time. They got a great group. And they really know that defense they're running, that scheme they're running. It's a great scheme too, and when you have great players running it, it's an overall great defense. And then their front seven is good, fly around. Chris Jones. I mean, we're excited to go up against this group for sure.
You're Rich Struntle offensively, and you're facing a team you know is going to play as good as your defense might be. You know they're.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's the type of games you want to be involved with. The games you want to, have all the things on your table. Blame it on yourself at the end of the day, or be the reason we win at the end of the day. And we're gonna have an opportunity to go out there and keep up with one of the best offenses for the last 3-4 years of football. And we're excited for the opportunity, man. We know we have to keep up. We know what problems are going to arise this weekend, and it's going to be our job to respond. So we feel like we'll be able to. So,
Do you feel you have to match them point to point?
for sure. I mean, we want to outmatch them. Yeah, man. Whatever it takes to win.
What is kind of the mindset is, struggling, there's all this noise about Zach and everything. How do you kind of maintain focus and not let that seep in?
'Cause I mean, we got a game on Sunday, man. We roll. This league doesn't wait on anyone. Doesn't wait on anyone to figure it out or whatever it may be. They say time stops for no man. We got to roll. We got to figure it out. We got a game on Sunday, and after that we'll have another one on Sunday. And that's how this league works. So we got to be ready to play each week, keep improving, and like I said, we have a great challenge. We know who we're going up against, and that's part of the reason that we've put a lot on ourselves this past week on our slate. It's because we know we're gonna face. So, yeah, man.
Aggressive offensively, you need to, push the ball downfield more than you have.
We'll take whatever they give us, man. We got a plan to go out there and attack what looks are giving us. We feel like it's a great plan, and it's my job now to do my job and execute it and make it, fully come to life.
I know it's only week 4, but do you look at this game as a must-win?
I mean, I look at every game that way, but you're right. It's early, I try and look at every game that way, and when you have someone coming into your place on Sunday Night Football, it's definitely a must-win. Yeah, I mean, we're not where we want to be right now, record-wise, playing ball-wise, so we feel like we got to pull it all together this week, and yeah, man, we're excited for the opportunity.
Monday Night Football. This is Sunday Night Football. First Sunday Night Football. What's the atmosphere going to be like?
Oof. I mean, yeah, the Monday night was special. If it's anything close to that, it'll be special, and obviously, with the fan base that they bring as well. I'm expecting, a loud game. The weather will be beautiful. I saw, so that's exciting. Ain't been like that in a while in Jersey, so it'd be good to run out there and on Sunday night and get to play in some good temperature against a great team like that.
Garrett, there's talk Aaron possibly might be back Sunday. What would have him back around the team?
Yeah, I mean, that would be awesome to have as good of a football mind as he is around the team. For someone like me to be able to bounce my thoughts of, see what he's thinking, just all that, to have him around, the energy, the aura that he comes with. I mean, it's priceless, man. So as we can get him back, his presence will be felt, and I look forward to that. I hope it is this week.
Just him not being here for a couple of weeks now after being with him for so much in the summer. Do you guys miss him at all?
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah. I mean, a lot, man. He's a one-of-one guy that no one can replace. It takes a full collective to try and replace the impact of someone like that, and yeah, man. We for sure miss him. Kind of back to what I said earlier. This league goes on. Week by week, you got an opponent that wants to beat you or kick you, that week, and that's just the reality of it. So, the moment you get off your pivot, get out of your own mindset, that's exactly what will happen. So, we miss him, but we're also, focused on what we do have, and whenever he does come back, that'll be awesome. But yeah, we're focused on what we have here and how we're gonna get this game done this weekend.
More about the secondary, which is overall, everyone talks about their offense with Mahomes, but overall, they have one of the best overall defenses in the league this year. What makes them so challenging?
I think their scheme is really good. It's a really good scheme. And then when you have a D lineman, like Chris Jones that can game wreck, and the DBs know that, they all play off of each other's strengths. So yeah, I mean, when you have a guy like that, like I said, that can wreck a game, all of a sudden they can gun on that route, on quick game, just because they know that if it's a deeper route, he's getting sacked. Things like that. They play their scheme really well. They know their personnel. They're fast in the interior. I don't know if Willie Gay is going to be out there, but Nick Bolton. I think they said something about Bolton, but man, he can play, he can run, coverage. I mean, they got a great group, man. It seems like the last 2-3 years they didn't put it all together as far as the scheme and the players that are in it. So, yeah, man, they got a great group.
Do you think? This might sound like a dumb question, but the last 2 weeks, I think you're off. You guys scored 10 points. You're going to need more points against Mahomes.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's been our focus all week. You know, if we go out there and play like we did these last 2 weeks, we'll, you know, Mahomes ain't gonna wait on y'all. You know, he's gonna go out there and score the ball, and we got a match. You know, that's kind of been our mindset all week. Let's put it on us, and that's how we've approached it.
And you know, Will be
a few more from your.
I think he kind of says, he was asked about your offense, he kind of said you guys want to run the ball. You know, I guess just as a member of the passing team, you know,
and that's exactly what we want to do. You know, we want to run the ball. We want to tote the rock. So, yeah, man, you know, expect to see a lot of that.
What jumps out when you turn on the Chiefs tape? Huh? What jumps out to you when you watch the Chiefs tape?
What jumps out to everybody? Got a quarterback, got an amazing tight end, amazing offensive line, man. Got a great guy on the other side of the ball like Chris Jones, man, and just the whole team in general. They've been to the Super Bowl multiple years, and a team that got everything in order, got everything where they want to go, and they're going to be a great challenge.
Are you and Chris close at all?
Yeah, we super close. Yeah, I train with him all season. I try to do everything he do when it comes down to being on the field and stuff like that. So I've been training with him in the all season for probably going like 4 years now. So, yeah, that's my guy right there.
I know you guys obviously are going against each other, but do you try to match? Like when you play to the defensive lineman like that and you see on the other side of the ball, is there a little bit of like, he does this, you try to do that when you get on the field?
Oh, no, not at all, man. Like, I really don't even think about it in that way, man. I just think about just doing all I can do to help my team win and giving the best foot forwards or help my team win.
Do you feel like while you've trained with him in the offseason, you've taken tools from his game and implemented them in your own way?
Oh, I done took everything he ever did in his game, man. Every single thing he taught me, every single thing he gave me, wisdom, knowledge on the field and off the field, I done took it all in and put it inside my game. I feel like training with him helped me become one of the player I am to this day. So,
is there frustration right now, Queens? Obviously, 2 in a row, you losing. Like, just kind of what's the feeling right now inside Will's locker room?
I don't think it's frustration. I think it's a lot of urgency. Trying to get things corrected, trying to get things on the right path, trying to get things to the way that we know we can be as a team, we know we can be as a defense. I think it's very not stress, not panic, not frustration, but urgency to get everything right so we can win football games because we put our uniform on every single week, man, to dominate, to win football games. So, and that's the main object.
You've been here a long time now, and it's like here. There's a lot of noise this week around the team. How do you guys keep that outside?
You just keep it outside, man. Like we know people gonna come up with all kind of stuff, all kind of foolery, just to turn us against each other. It's been happening all 5 of my years being here. People coming up with rumors and different things about the locker room and what's been said in the locker room, but nobody's on this team and nobody know what really goes on in this locker room but us. So handling it our way, keeping everything in, ignoring the outside noise is our main focus. And focus on each other because this is a team, we're a family. So we got to have each other back no matter what.
I mentioned that increase in urgency. On the defensive side, guys gave up 13 points. So we still sore on able to win. But is there any more pressure on the defensive side from you guys going into a game with the Chiefs where you guys have to play even better than before because the offense needs to take some time? No?
Not at all, man. It's an urgency around the board because at the end of the day, as a defensive front, I can only speak on the defensive line and the defense that we're not getting to the quarterback at a high rate. And I'm not getting to the quarterback at a high rate right now. So I held myself to a higher standard than anybody else on what can I do to help this team win football games and what can I do to put the offense, to put the team in position to win football games. So it's an urgency in that. I feel like everybody on this team looking in the mirror and looking at what they can do at a high level to help this football team win, and that's where the urgency come from.
Do you think too much focus is being put on the quarterback position right now when you talk about everyone looking in the mirror?
Everybody on the outside focuses on that, but I feel like in the inside, man, like inside the locker room and inside the Jets organization, we all focus on winning football games, and we only focus on what we can do, what the defense can do, what I can do personally to bring the best out of myself to even put everybody in a position to win football games. So I just think that's the main thing.
What's up,
What did you see from Zach last week against the Patriots?
I think we as a group on offense have to do better. It's all of us. I think that we put our entire offense into some really bad situations. It doesn't matter who's back there at quarterback, who's playing. When you're behind the sticks, when you're third and extra long continuously, it's not going to be good. And we have to be better. And that goes with every position group. Zach, the wide receivers, the offensive line, myself, the coaches. We have to do a better job across the board.
It seemed like on that one touchdown, it seemed like y'all were running tempo. Like it seemed like he was really comfortable with that, without getting anything schematically. Just kind of what you saw on that drive.
He's had a couple of those that have been really nice. He had the one versus Dallas on the 2-minute that he scored, and then as we sped some things up, I think that we're kind of looking at everything and seeing whatever we can do to help this entire team.
There were some plays, it looked like, when the people who do X's and O's and all 22 went and looked at it, where there are guys open in the secondary, like receivers are there, he's just not pulling the trigger. So how do you get him to do that?
It's continuous repetition. It's getting comfortable with everything. It's me calling great plays for him and putting everybody in the right position. So I think that's just one of those things as we work through all this. We just want to be sure we're putting people in continuous positions that are open. I think that's so important so that he'll start pulling the trigger.
There was a large disparity in your first down runs and passes, leaning heavily towards the run. Was that the plan going in? Did that evolve? And do you think at this point with Zach, maybe is there any thought to just taking the handcuffs off and just letting him go out?
I think every time you go into a game, I don't think you ever plan on exactly how you're going to play it by down and distance, I should say. You kind of have a plan on how you want to attack, and we didn't really plan on getting some of those negative gains. I think those are always the things that take a little bit of the wind out of your sails, and we have to be able to rebound from that regardless. But for me, we want to attack a defense the best way that we can. And whether that's throwing the ball, running the ball, we have to be better at all those right now, and we'll do what we think is best to be able to get after the Chiefs.
What have you seen in the run game? Why, against Buffalo, it worked well. The last 2 games, obviously, it hasn't.
It's just a couple. It's funny, this game, everybody, that cliche of game of inches. There's just maybe one false step by one guy or one little extra press or one little block here and there that tend to mess things up. I mean, we had a 6-yard run, and Brees, I thought, was absolutely spectacular on that. I think it was 4th and 1. Again, we had a couple mishaps there, but he made people look right and was downhill. It was awesome. So I think in the run game, it's one of those things, all of offense you have to get a feel for, whether it's the pass game or the run game. And it's not necessarily me, it's those guys out on the field. They need to get into a rhythm. So when you get into a rhythm with whatever scheme that you're trying to utilize versus that defense, that allows them to feel it out, make adjustments. For us, we're having too many 3-and-outs. We're having too many long 3rd down situations that we can't get into that rhythm. And I think that is our number one focus right now.
How much of a challenge has it been where I imagine the offense was one way with Aaron? Now it's a little bit different with Zach, and you're having to make that adjustment in the middle of the regular season while you're also trying to game plan for opponents.
I think that every single quarterback that plays in this league, they all have a little different system. There's different things that they do well and how they work with different people. So I think for us, we're just trying to find the best things that we can do for Zach. We want to be sure that we put him in a good position along with the entire team, whether it's the wide receivers on their routes and the offensive line blocking what they're blocking. So it's just everything. We're continually challenging our guys, pushing our guys to play faster, stronger, challenging the coaches to find the schemes that'll best fit them. So that's something that we're just going to continually try to make adjustments till we can get into a rhythm.
Has Aaron relayed his thoughts to you?
We haven't talked too much. We've been in the game plan situation. When we do talk, just always catching up, seeing how he's doing. But I know when he's ready, I know he's going through a lot of rehab already, that I know he'll have plenty of opinions to talk about.
Aaron did talk about like the sideline and stuff that kind of got blown up because they got caught on camera, like Garrett talking and Michael Carter and all that stuff. What do you make about all that, I guess?
I mean, when you're not playing well enough across the board on offense and we're not getting what we want on the field, you want the guys to be frustrated. I mean, I don't want the guys to be out there smiling and happy and all that. I mean, I think that for me, I didn't even know that it went on, and even the conversation with Garrett was unbelievably positive. I mean, he's fiery. I'm fiery. We're all fiery. That's what we want from every single guy. So I think you love the passion. I think that we all have to be smart and make sure that, passion doesn't hurt us at the same time. So we want to take that and channel it and help us out on the field.
Joe Namath had some strong things to say about your quarterback. What did you make of those comments?
Joe Namath is a great football player, and he has every right to his opinion, and we have every right to prove him wrong.
Okay, when Zach first got here, before you were here, he was pretty good at the backyard football, off-schedule type of stuff. It seemed like there was an effort to kind of make him more of a system, play within the system, quarterback. Now it feels like it's gone the other way, where last week it looked like he was taking checkdowns instead of trying to take chances. Is there a balance he has to find between that kind of run around, make stuff happen, and playing?
Of course. I think that whenever you come into a system and you learn that the whole basis of it, from the footworks to the concepts, the protections, there's so many things that we put on any quarterback that goes out there, that takes time to learn. And you never want to hinder somebody from that capability, but you want them to always make those smart decisions. So you're 100% right. There's always that balance of you don't want to take anything away. You want him to be able to be dynamic when he's out in the open space, but at the same time, you want to live within the system too, and that's just a growing process for any quarterback.
How do you think Zach's handling all this in terms of what we talked about, Joe Namath stuff? The fans are on him, and he's got to stay confident. How do you think he's handling that, and what are you doing to make sure that he's...
That's the NFL. I mean, when things are going good, it's great. When things are going bad, it's bad. And I think that for us, we're in the room and we're trying to win a football game every week. We're going and trying to find a great plan. And he knows that we support him, that we want him to be great out there. I think that's the most important thing, that when he enters that room, that's his place. Everything on the outside, there's so many things that go on in the meeting rooms, on the field. Just like we had talked about what happened on the sideline, it was actually positive, and it can be interpreted any way that people want. But I think as long as we all know exactly what's going on, as he knows that, he'll feel that support, know he can go out there and do his best.
What are your thoughts on Trevor Siemian, and how long do you think it would take to get him up to speed that he could function in a game if he had to play?
I just met Trevor the other day. He got here on Tuesday. He seems like a great addition to our room. I know Todd has some familiarity with him, and Tim Boyle had known him also. So he's fit in great. I think anytime you're thrusted into a season and a new system, it always takes time, just like anybody. And so I think we'll kind of play that by ear, and glad to have him.
Do you have a sense either from your conversations with him or your staffs of, I guess, how much familiarity he has with your ideas from working with Luke Getsy last year?
That's another great one, too. Obviously, I have so much respect for Luke, working with him. We talked about that a little bit, but we're still in the game plan mode, trying to get ready for Kansas, so haven't gotten to sit down and talk too much about that. I know Todd and Rob are working hard to get him caught up.
You want to get the offense jump-started, keep Zach going. How hard is it that the opponent, now you're trying to do it, just won the Super Bowl?
It's a very good football team. I mean, another team, I feel like each week we go into it and there's, one of these premier players and a defense that has been together for a long time. I know Coach Spags has been there for a long time. I mean, he's a great football coach, and they're a great team with a lot of confidence. And in the end, though, it's another defense, it's another week. We have to find a way to beat them, and we have to set our focus on us and what we can do.
Did you see the comments by Willie Gay?
I have not. Number 50?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was asked what he saw in film from your offense, and Zach specifically. He said he kind of took a moment, he laughed, and he said they want to run the ball. He sort of felt like a knock on your offense watching it.
I mean, if you take our body of work these past 3 games, I mean, it hasn't been pretty. I mean, that's facts. And again, like anybody that questions us, we have the right to prove everybody wrong. But in the end, we got to do it. The offense has to come together. They got to play downhill, physical football, and not get these negative yardage plays.
You can have media take shots. You can have analysts talk shows take shots. But when it's another player in the league, does that light a little extra fire? Does that get you
I mean, we're usually so focused on trying to get ready for the next opponent. Some of those things you hear, some of them you don't. In the end, it's about us. We have to go out there and prove it.
Nathaniel Rucker was a guy who stood out in the spring, summer, watching Buffalo. He really had some nice plays in the run. How come he hasn't had a bigger role?
I think you look at a lot of guys on our team. We haven't had a lot of plays, and then all of a sudden we get into a 2-minute situation. So it's been all by what's kind of been going on and how the game has progressed. And there's a lot of things we want to get to, a lot of people we want to get out on the field, but we got to do better as a group. It starts with me.
Is that the same with Mecole? I mean, we thought with his speed,
Correct.
everything like that, he'd be able to help you at a time like this.
100%. I mean, all these things. I mean, when you're not converting on third down, I mean, you're not going to be able to get a lot of people involved, and that's that whole rhythm. That's that getting different people out there, doing all the things that we want to get to. So we got to do better all around.
Sir, you got one? Yeah, I just want. Have you felt the need to talk to Zach about ignoring the noise?
I think that kind of just goes unsaid, and I mean that's the NFL. I mean, in the end, everybody's going to have an opinion. That's why it's a great game. It's an amazing game. Everybody gets to watch the games and have, question this. In the end, whatever we do, if it works, it's great. If it doesn't, it sucks. And we got to find those things that work.
How do you think the offensive line held up with the changes, and how do you feel about that group moving forward?
That was one of those last-minute things. I thought that it wasn't too big. A guy, like Tip, jumping in there at right guard. I thought he did a fine job, and I think he's going to get better, as we move forward. But I really, Keith and Ben and Billy, all those guys, getting those guys ready, I thought was a really good job. Thank you.
Does it add anything extra for you facing your old team?
Nah, in a sense, it's still like the same game. It's a normal game. Don't try to be anybody I'm not. No, do nothing extra. Just keep it simple and just go out there and play.
I think a lot of fans are puzzled why you haven't been on the field.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel?
I just kind of keep working. Just keep getting familiar, with the offense. Keep building trust within the staff, and just hopefully just wait for my opportunities to come, and when they do, just take advantage.
How do you continue to keep your composure even though you're not playing as much as you would like?
I mean, I don't think it's hard. You just gotta be professional, be a pro about it. You know what I'm saying? Just like I said, just keep working, keep doing the right things. Stay in it just mentally. Keep mentally strong type thing. But other than that, you just gotta be a professional about it, keep working, and when your time comes, take advantage.
Is this offense that much different than what you maybe have done before in your career?
Yeah, it's a little different. Especially like with the like all the audibles and all the checks and stuff like that. It's a little bit more than I'm used to, but it wasn't hard to to catch on to it and figure it out and get it down. So, but definitely a little bit different for sure.
How much are you itching to get out there and we kind of get a chance?
Already, man. Whenever they call my number, whenever they ready for me to go out there, I'm gonna go out there and produce it and do what I know how to do. So,
Has the coaching staff talked to you about what role they're anticipating for you?
Oh, you know what? I think we all in a like a frenzy a little bit, especially with Aaron going down, and we're just trying to figure everything out as a team, as a unit. And so I don't hold nothing against them. We definitely had talks and conversations about getting out there and involving me more, or, a lot of guys more. You know what I'm saying? A lot of things really ain't going our way on the offensive side. Not getting out, not converting third down. So a lot of stuff is just happening. So we just got to be better as an offensive group and get there, get things rolling, so we can start implementing a lot of guys.
The offense has had moving the ball, lack of explosive plays. Do you sit there like, man, like, I have to imagine most times you're on the field, you're the fastest person on the field. It's like, just give me the ball and let me try to do something. I can change this. I can break something.
Yeah, definitely be the fastest on the field for sure. I like to think like that, But yeah, I think I do think I can definitely help and some things and being explosive and making things happen. So definitely that's my mindset anytime I'm on the field, and whenever that chance presents itself, I'll make sure I go out there and show that, you know what I mean? So whenever I'm out there and whenever I get that chance, whenever they want to dial something up for me, I'm going to make sure I make it count.
Pretty good. On a more serious note, what do you think about the praise about Travis Kelce and your former teammate and Taylor Swift?
Hey, if anybody could do it, it'd be him for sure. Travis is a great guy, man. I love him to death. We still, keep in touch, still talk. I haven't asked him about that just yet, but I think I'm gonna have a conversation with him on the field. I'm just throw it out there, like, what's going on, man? How's it going? But if anybody could pull that off, it's definitely him for sure.
You looking forward to playing in front of her on Sunday night? She's gonna be there.
Oh, she's gonna be there? I ain't know. I don't think I'm going out there trying to impress nobody. especially now Erica, she with Trav now, I'm assuming, so that's definitely out my stratosphere. But I got a girl anyway, man, so if anything, I'm trying to impress her and my son, so.
Thank you, everybody.